destined for great things. I think Jupiter is someone who doesn't know if they're worth more. It's someone who doesn't know if they can achieve more. It's someone who doesn't know if there's more to life and kind of sleeps her way through it until somebody or something shakes her.
Wstawaj, wstawaj.
Oh, I hate my life.
There are all these people, and I recognize myself as one of them who, at times in their lives, are very unhappy with their lives. And then they go on journeys or they go in search of what they want or what they need.
Everybody can relate to that moment in their life. I mean, at least I know I can. Sometimes you don't know which path to take and you don't really know what road you're on, and something or somebody has to come in and kind of shake you and wake you up and make you realize that there's more to life than just being an empty shell.
And that was sort of the beginning of Jupiter. And okay, how about this modern Cinderella whose life is full of drudgery and a crazy family? As fast and as furious as you're almost on top of me.
Let me guess, another advance.
I'll earn it back.
No. You mean you wasted trying to make yourself feel better by buying some... English, please. We use English in this house.
Listen there, buddy. What's happening?
The family of the Bolotnikovs were hilarious. I like that it has a very broad, fun tone. Like Dorothy or Alice, she just goes off and meets people and gets embroiled in the story. We shot a sequence in Chicago that I think represents the city the way I feel about it. It's so romantically shot. She doesn't have to beat people up in order to be the main character.
She's not a superhero. She doesn't have superhero powers. She doesn't know how to work a gun.
It works better if you flip the switch where you thumb.
She's just your everyday girl who gets put into this environment and figures it out.
If there's anything we can do to make the journey easier, you let us know.
Actually, you know what? I'm feeling a little overdressed, so if you maybe have something that I could change into.
She's a recurrence of this other person who was the empress and super powerful, the sovereign, and had wealth beyond imagining.
If she is a recurrence, then this is a hell of a lot more important than wings.
If there was a protector of Cinderella, that's my character. Jupiter is the exact reoccurrence of a royalty's DNA. When that happens, she is basically given the keys to the castle.
Very good.
Even in her wildest dreams, she never even expected this.
Your Majesty's life is going to change, if she wants it to.
I like that it has this really beautiful romance and that they sort of help fulfill something in each other.
I think Kane senses just an innate goodness in her and just a quality that maybe he doesn't get to experience very often.
Can you say that again? Just the Your Majesty part.
Your Majesty.
Mila's character, Jupiter, has come to the attention of the universe and this family. I think each of their priorities is to kind of lock her down.
Earth was part of your inheritance, wasn't it, brother?
The mother, which Jupiter is the reincarnation of. Just trying to imagine that Mila Kunis is your mother just was all kinds of confusing.
Imagine it for me. Meeting your mother long after she's passed away. But I am not your mother.
It makes you think of all the sort of Oedipal problems and things that are going on there.
You begged me to do it!
I am not your damn mother.
Mind-boggling, but kind of entertaining.
Apparently, being their mother, I spawned 3 little evil children. I feel horrible for them. They're amazing actors, all of them, and they were so much fun to work with. But as far as characters go, they're crazy.
Khalik is the middle sister, the Abrasix family.
She's like one of the first people that I meet in the film, and so she gets to like take me around and shows me all the grandeur of the planets outside of Earth.
Right now, Balem owns the title to Earth, but once you claim it, the Earth will belong to you.
And then I run into Douglas and tries to sweep me off my feet, tries to seduce me, so he's a little more sensual.
Your Highness looks ravishing.
Kane?
Whoa!
And then I get Eddie, who I had the most fun working with because Eddie, I had to slap Eddie. Eddie, like, he and I had a whole fight sequence together. We had so much fun. It was so, we call it schmacting. because all we had to do was like, ah! Pretend like you're being thrown off of these massive buildings, and it was really fun.
She goes off into space and goes on this crazy Wizard of Oz odyssey to learn things about herself and to come back and realize how much she loves her family and loves her home.
The Wizard of Oz for us is like this heavy touchstone film. It was incredibly important to us growing up, and we watched it every single year it came out at Thanksgiving. And there's a lot of that movie in all of our movies.
I really just want to go home.
The way that home acts as this sort of center of gravity for our lives, and it doesn't necessarily mean where you were born or where you came from, but just your sense of home.
The DNA of that is something that I think happens every time we make a movie, or every time we make a piece of art.
In this futuristic world, they have people that are called splices, and splices are genetically engineered, tooled people who do a specific job.
Indigenous species have been kind of spliced, as it were, and mixed to develop hybrids.
I was told there would be hybrids, there'd be robots, there'd be humans, but they all have a kind of added element. They could be spliced with another species or synthetic humans.
Really, we haven't done creatures per se with the Wachowskis up until now, so this is another new foray for them.
Very early in the film, for instance, one of the backstories on the hybrids is that they are kind of created in these kind of like workshops, and then they're given this branding stamp by the splicer who makes them.
The stamp, you know, the mark of the splicer that bred us, me and Kane. Marcella Cahoon was her name. She loved bees.
We're working now on Earth on the whole genetic mutations and using gene technology to change things.
Science fiction, taking that to the next level, is involving how people might combine the genetics of different species.
Cherry pick the best from a snake to combine with a human to give that human extra kind of capabilities in the area for which it's designed. The first thing I worked on was the hybrids, because we had to tread carefully and try to find a balance between it not being too over the top and so daft looking. We've all seen those films with animals walking around with 2 arms and 2 legs, and it's just a kind of pull-on mask, and we're trying to avoid that.
We worked to sort of figure out, okay, how to approach these splices and how much to approach it as a physical, practical, kind of photographic reality, and how much we would enhance digitally, and always try to find the right handshake there to achieve the goal.
So we'd have a range of hybrids from very subtle, which Kane is a very subtle splice, to something like Nesh, which you'll see in the Aegis crew, who is almost like a full-on elephant. So we wanted to get that kind of range of genetic combinations.
I contend.
The character that came to be Kane, the first thing that you read is that he's a hybrid wolf. I had no idea what that was going to be. Are they going to CG my face?
Everybody's familiar with kind of Wolfman movies, and what we didn't want was that kind of slightly kind of schlock, we've seen it before, kind of Wolfman thing.
I didn't want to look like a werewolf, so it's like, what does a hybrid wolf look like?
There were a lot of concept drawings that I inherited when I arrived, and then I did a lot more, and it's finding that fine line between cutesy and horror. We end up being much more subtle than we started off, and so now all you see is ears, and there's just a little bit of hair inside his ears, and his hair has a non-hair quality by using sort of colours and paints. It's a much more subtle version than we started out with, and I think it's all better for it.
We have a whole myriad of hybrids and various non-human characters who populate the world and give it variety.
I'm playing a character called Chicanery Knight, who is a kind of bioengineered, half-human, half-rat. He's rat-like in his appearance as well as in his manner. When they wrote that part, they made him crossed with that kind of a creature for a reason, and did hair and makeup tests just for a day. And I had a whole different costume when I first came in. It was like a long dress. Just a process of kind of coming in, trying things on, saying that looks right, that doesn't look right. And we ended up with what we got, which I love. But I didn't realise it was going to be quite so much makeup. They said it'd be a little prosthetic. I just sit in a chair for 2.5 hours every morning and get a prosthetic attached here and 2 bits here, and then a wig put on top. I see you have the standard issue of Brassic's temper.
Like from the goddamn dead. I play a character called Stinger Rapini, who's half bee and half human, hence the kind of hive-like hair design. I have special powers. Kind of just subtle things, little touches here and there. I mean, I guess it's very difficult to actually act like a bee. He's very fast. He's kind of alert. He understands the kind of hierarchy of a bee population, which is quite fascinating. But, you know, I guess we decided to play more human. So I just have things in my hair. I believe that I'm going to have kind of hexagonal eyeballs, you know, pupils.
Trust is an illusion, milady. I believe only in mutual self-interest. They want another life. We can offer it. The character I'm playing is Maledictes. He's the sort of leading minister to Queen Calique, and he's a rather strange creature because he's a cross between an owl and a human being. He's supposed to be a very wise, helpful minister to the Queen. The owl-like qualities are largely being given to me by a prosthetic piece. They give me a sort of beaky thing and a head, but you have to have a whole head cast done. The first time we did it, it took maybe 3 hours, and now probably it's just over an hour. The design by Kim on this movie is absolutely staggering.
With Maledictes, we knew that he was an owl hybrid. It seemed believable that the texture and the structure of his costume could evoke the feeling that he had a kind of feathered look. And of course there's very minimal amount of feathers on his costume, but I think from far away you feel like it has that illusion.
Now, where is Her Majesty?
The two key creatures in this film that were entirely CG, the Sargons, which are these giant winged lizard creatures.
I play Gregan, who's a 7-foot lizard who flies, and also a man with scales and big feet.
The character is over 7 feet tall. He's probably twice as wide, twice as thick as a big man. He's got a 20-foot wingspan.
It's kind of like a mixed match of genetics, really, and we are always going to be looking for the perfect army. You have to think what would be the perfect genetics modification to create that person. So you probably would put an ape there, wouldn't you? You put a little bit of a lizard because the armor. You want the agileness of a wolf. You want the human quality, the intelligence of a human quality. So that's what it is. That's what the whole world's about. It's creating perfect sections of life. You know, Gregan, the Sargons are the perfect warriors and perfect killing machine.
They wanted a lot of physical interaction between the creatures and their actors, just to sort of add to credibility.
Slap and kill!
And that always involves a lot of careful planning of how to really design that interaction and achieve it.
And so in order to try and create something to interact with Channing, we've experimented with putting stunt guys on power risers.
So it took 3 weeks, a lot of falling down, a lot of standing up, and a lot of falling down again. It was one of those things where you just had to get used to doing it. The stunt guys were amazing. They really pushed me. I was really determined to kind of make sure I could move quite freely. In the end, you kind of see these stilts as something as another appendage, really. They're just my legs, but they're longer. But the problem we had was that basically you couldn't stand still. That was one of my major problems.
The limitations of that, they always kind of feel like they're on stilts. Moving around, the agility's not so good. So what we did is we've hired a English gentleman, Neil, 7'7", 340 pounds, to try and simulate the actual physicality close to what the Sargon will actually look like.
3, 2, 1,
The keepers, which are the smaller, shorter, wirier, classic alien-looking species, they were challenging because they're smaller than humans, even though they're somewhat bipedal. It's not easy to have somebody, even a small person, stand in for them. They also wanted their movement to be very kind of almost spider-like or twitchy and alien and kind of unnerving. We did things like take joints, like the knee joint, and bend it backwards deliberately, so that it gives them this very weird look and movement.
The great thing about Lara and Andy is that they are both very involved, but also very trusting of you to come up with ideas, and they're always very generous in their approval or dismissal. It makes you brave and courageous to be in that environment where you're encouraged to be kind of out there and create things that might not work, but at least have a go.
When you work on a film like this, you get to work with not just people that are kind of good at their job, it's people that are the best in the world at their job.
This is a fantastic invention. I mean, the characters that you see standing around on the set are absolutely extraordinary. Quite tough on the guys who have to stand there all day in these big rubber heads, the girls on great big shoes and rubber suits.
When you walk on set and you just see all these colourful and amazing characters that have just built from someone's imagination, and you're like, God, this world is, I want to be part of it. You wonder where they come from, and they're so detailed with the way they want things to be and the way things should look. I'm just stunned by it.
Every day you go on set and there's something new. There's someone with big crazy blue eyes and you'll be sat somewhere and they'll just be staring straight ahead and you can't tell who they're looking at. It's these strange robot masks. All of the design is so well thought through and they're very specific about what they want. The makeup team or the costume team will go to Andy and Lana and say, what do you think of this? Every little detail is thought of. They see everything and they're very concise and clear about their decisions, and it's really great to work with people like that because they have such a clear vision that you know it's going to be something that's from the heart and that's really well thought out.